The white smoke puffed out and everyone held their breath. A gasp went through St. Peter's Square as disbelief spread like wildfire. From the famous chimney above the Sistine Chapel, a signal came that would change Catholic history forever. A Filipino Pope, something nobody ever expected. But on that day it became real. Cardinal Luis Tagle, also known as the Francis of Asia, had taken the throne of Peter. The whole world was watching, captivated. News of this historic event spread rapidly, electrifying the faithful and grabbing the attention of the curious. For the Catholic Church, which had been around for 2,000 years, this election was a monumental shift. It marked a departure from the old ways and a bold step into unknown territory. You could feel the hope in the air. Here was a man known for his humility, compassion, and dedication to helping the poor and marginalized. Could he be the bridge builder, the healer, the reformer, the Church so desperately needed? Only time would tell. But one thing was clear. The papacy and the world would never be the same again. This wasn't just a change in leadership, it was the start of a new era. Luis Tagle's path to becoming Pope was as unlikely as it was inspiring. Born in 1957 into a devout Catholic family in the Philippines, he grew up in a country rich in faith and tradition. His parents, a bank teller and a water company employee, instilled in him a strong faith and a deep sense of social justice. They taught him the values of hard work, humility, and compassion, which would define his life. From a young age, Tagle showed a sharp mind and a kind heart. Always eager to help those in need, he developed traits that shaped his future ministry. He excelled in school and eventually earned a doctorate in theology from the Catholic University of America. His academic success was proof of his dedication and thirst for knowledge. He climbed the ranks within the Church in the Philippines, serving as a parish priest, then a bishop, and finally the Archbishop of Manila. Each position reflected his strong commitment to his faith and community. In Manila, Tagle truly came into his own. The vibrant city and its diverse mix of people provided the perfect setting for his impactful work. He took his role as a shepherd, to the poor and marginalized seriously, showing empathy and understanding for their struggles. He became a beloved figure among those less fortunate, walking alongside them, listening to their stories, and amplifying their voices. His presence brought hope and comfort to many who felt overlooked by society. He didn't shy away from challenging the powerful and speaking out against corruption and injustice. His fearless advocacy for the oppressed earned him both admiration and pushback. With his warmth, humility, and infectious laugh, he became not just a leader but a friend to many. His reputation as a man of the people, a champion for those forgotten, spread far beyond the Philippines. Even Rome took notice. His influence reached the global stage, where his voice became a symbol of hope and justice. In 2012, Pope Benedict XVI elevated him to the College of Cardinals. This wasn't just a personal honor, it was a testament to his life's work and unwavering dedication to his faith. It was a sign of what was to come. The world was starting to see a leader whose impact would go beyond borders and touch countless lives. His journey from Manila to the papacy was just getting started. Leading up to Tagle's election, the Vatican was buzzing with conflicting ideas. The ancient walls of the Holy See were alive with debates as the Church struggled to define its identity in a rapidly changing world. Traditionalists who were committed to ancient doctrines clashed with reformers who sought to modernize the Church and make it more in tune with the 21st century. These reformers pushed for change on pressing issues like social justice and the role of women in the Church, arguing that transformation was long overdue. The divide wasn't just theological, it was cultural, showcasing the diverse backgrounds and perspectives within the global Catholic community. Pope Francis had ushered in a time of openness and dialogue, but deep divisions remained. While many praised his inclusive and compassionate approach, others feared the Church was drifting too far from its foundational teachings. The challenge was to honor tradition while embracing the necessary changes for a modern congregation. The Catholic Church found itself at a crossroads. Would it cling to ancient traditions or would it adapt to meet the needs of a modern, diverse congregation? The stakes were incredibly high, and the world was watching closely. Scandals, both financial and sexual, had severely damaged the Church's reputation. These crises had shaken people's trust and left many questioning the Church's moral authority. Restoring credibility required more than just words. It demanded real actions and a commitment to transparency and accountability. Secularism was on the rise, particularly in the West, and the Church faced the challenge of reaching an increasingly indifferent or even hostile population. The growing number of people identifying as spiritual but not religious made it clear that the Church needed new ways to connect with the faithful. It needed a leader who could navigate these turbulent waters, heal past wounds, and carve a path for the future. Cardinal Tagle emerged as a beacon of hope. His deep empathy and understanding of marginalized communities made him an appealing choice for those seeking a more inclusive and compassionate Church. However, the College of Cardinals, the group responsible for electing the Pope, was deeply divided. Each faction had strong convictions about the Church's future. The conclave was not just a political process. It was a spiritual one, with each cardinal seeking divine guidance in their decision-making. The outcome was uncertain. Conservatives pushed for a return to traditional values, taking a strong stand against what they saw as moral relativism. They argued that the Church's strength lay in its unwavering doctrines. Progressives, inspired by Pope Francis, wanted a more inclusive Church that embraced marginalized voices and addressed global challenges like poverty, inequality, and climate change. They believed the Church's mission should be to act as a beacon of hope and justice. The conclave of 2025 was cloaked in secrecy, with the world waiting anxiously. Finally, the decision was made. When the white smoke rose, it signaled the dawn of a new era. Cardinal Tagle had been chosen. His election marked a turning point, a chance for the Church to regain its moral authority and truly be a force for good in the world. With his leadership, the Church had the opportunity to bridge the divide between tradition and progress. His commitment to the poor, his advocacy for social justice, and his compassionate approach to doctrine all pointed to a future where the Church could be a guiding light in an increasingly complex world. The question now remains: how will Pope Tagle lead the Church into this new chapter? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the world is watching and history is being written before our eyes.